So in R, we have lots of really interesting ways of visualizing our data. So in this exercise, you're going to be examining some of the trends in the data set here. Now, again, we've only got three variables, one of which is the year, another's the rates or numbers of baptisms among boys and girls, but we're going to visualize the trend in the baptism rates of girls. And we're going to use the ggplot functions that we've been using. And there's a couple of ways we can do this. You saw the dot plot above. This is a line plot. And so you would use the geom_line call there. But if we look, you can see that there's an obvious trend here. It's obvious. You can see that we notice a sharp sort of decline around the year 1640, lasting about 20 years or so, and then we come right on up after that. I'm using here, though, the geom point aesthetic, or the geom point function there, which is going to create just dots for each of those years. However, if we use the geom line, the trend is a little easier to see. Because the trend is so severe, though, the dot plot works. However, in most cases, you would want to use a line plot. If you ever look at a stock, if you ever look at the trend of a stock and its performance over time, you're always going to see a line plot as the base for sure. And so again, we see this decline over that 20-year period, and I think we saw that. Or I think we learned that that was the result of a political conflict involving war. And you would see sort of the same thing in World War II, or before, during, and after World War II, and then a sharp increase there. Now, again, these are approximating birth rates, right? So you would just keep that in mind. But let's grab that geom line there, call, slide on down to our lab notes. And I've already got this populated in here. I've got both the point, the line, and then I've added them together. So if we run that, you can see we're producing the same plot that was in your instructions, producing the line. And then finally, if you want to map those on top of each other, which is, I think is recommended, it gives you sort of the best of both worlds. You can see both the precision in the line, and then see the granular detail in the geom point. Now, if you want, I know it's kind of a fun thing, we can add some color. This one is not going to look all that handsome, but you get the idea. You can see that now we have the trend line plus the points delineating the the baptism rates of girls in those years. For exercise 2, though, you're not required to use the line and dot, just one of the two, or you can use both, either way.